Make sure you don't walk off a cliff while you're night blind. Gizmo wants to help if he can. He shouldn't need to remind you that he needs scrap to finish the Mekton, and it's your job to get him some. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Wants to know what good you think you can really do in a world this messed up. You're one with the Myriad tribe in terms of karma. However, when an element is overemphasized, the natural harmony is out of balance. Says you should take it easy. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Says your Clonk follower looks like it's about to fall apart. You don't know Goop. He builds a goo glide. He's the goofy sort, but decent. Says goodbye to you. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Figures things must be bad if you're out in the dark like this. But hope isn't lost. Yet. Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. Gizmo wants to help if he can. He shouldn't need to remind you that he needs scrap to finish the Mekton, and it's your job to get him some. At least the temp's nice and steady underground. Your balance is perfect. Ooh-wee, that's biohazard. Your lungs aren't built for this. He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. Something he devised to salvage valuables from the ground. There are usually spots hidden beneath puddles of oily goo where you can use the net. He's been working on another project for the Mekton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find scripts. He noticed the jumbo puff has a short attention span, so the script should distract it long enough for you to inflict some damage. It's gone from being late to being early. The Grease Monkey's Mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? open that tin can and escape. Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. Fresh air. Imagine that. You could just go to a place like this to get a proper meal back in the old world. Time to do it on your own. Get under that sky while you still can. You sound a little wheezy. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.
Bodse. Immo. Diava.
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be.
Diava.
Says he's a monster haunter, the best you'll ever see.
Will she like book?
Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes.
네.
Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make.
다음아야
You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care.
만셀라fat.
It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss.
운lumfaubso.
When it comes to monsters, he mostly picks who dies.
Some.
Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot.
미샤코 here.
Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead.
드레.
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones.
드레.
Says they keep the monsters away. He needs them closer, not farther.
미샤코 here.
But enough of that, right?
에카니샬라파인.
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed.
에카니샬라파인.
He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output.
체리라피아.
Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short.
아이 아른 가슈마이.
Says as big as they are, the world is bigger. To find where they are, you need to see where they've been.
에스카야마쿠.
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter.
인다바람 왁수바.
Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big.
왁산도나네냐.
There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes.
바스킬카 미샬 타구칼.
Says it's not far at all. Fortunately for you, the squips seem to have acclimatized themselves to the otherwise uninhabitable dead zone. Let's see.
바스킬카 미샬 타구칼.
Moog says you should go hunt for squips in the cave he gave you directions to. The chill here makes you shiver a bit. valuable. It's a wild sensation to be away from the open air. Wait, it's the Scrip hole-up. The place is just filled with critters. You can make something from that. Locked solid. Gonna need a key of some kind. Oh, idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. When a story comes to you, pay attention. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Lots of long shadows to hide in. Soon nothing but shadows, right? A real power blade. Just so eager to slice things up. Ready to ride. Night covers the land. You need to line up the switches so they match. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the... You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mekton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done. That's the special weapon he made to store the scripts in the Mekton. It will be strong enough to launch them at the Jumbo Puff. Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. The Mekton will be strong enough to do the job. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now. Otherwise, he fears the damage it's caused to the tree already will be too much to handle. There's time to improve the Mekton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mekton with on your own. He got the idea to build the Mekton when he found a big crate containing the metal frame for something Toxanol had named an exoskeleton. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Says you're welcome back. This might be the end of everything as we know it. Nice. Some barked wood scrap for you. It's been a long night, but it's over soon. Gronky Stomper. Hear that? It's called quiet. Everything looks stunted round here. Back to sneaking around. Smackdown. Back to your own stompers. You never know how long anything's been buried underground. Don't waste too much energy. You found Bionucleus 8C. These towers are one of the main reasons the old world went under. Slice and dice. Get things done before the darkness falls again. Where'd all the critters go? Now this is the way to travel. Little lives here. Roll out. That's a jumbo puff with an appetite. Ain't no fuzz. Better put an end to it before it ends our world. Uh-oh. The jumbo puff is kicking it up a notch. It's time for an electric performance. a bad feeling about this. It goes all the way down to the stomach. Start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Wow, what a super-sized wormwing. That must be as big as they come. You see, it's what's on the inside that counts. That meaty torus is already on the torus is pumping at half a beat. You know what to do. Better pumped out than flushed down. Don't let it happen again. Who would have guessed it would go down with a throw-up? Can it really get any better than that? He thanks you for dealing with the first World Eater. It's a start. You should go see Out of Date and find out what you can about the machine he's named the Ark. You're good-hearted enough, so you'll have no problem getting him to share the information with you. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed.
Whatever.